On the economic front, the latest data shows that South Korea's domestic consumption is seemingly picking up, but the nation's other major economic pillar, exports, continues to struggle. Our Moon Hye-ryeon explains.
March in South Korea saw a rise in domestic demand amid the slowdown of price hikes for goods and services. According to the latest economic trends report released by the Ministry of Economy and Finance on Friday, domestic demand rose across all three measured sectors. Retail sales, a key gauge of private spending, saw a rise of 5.3% on month, while facility investment and construction investment saw a rise of 0.2% and 6% respectively. The Consumer Sentiment Index and the Business Sentiment Index also recorded increases. South Korea's CSI rose by 1.8 points from February to 92 points. The ministry attributed this to the stabilization of consumer prices, which saw an on-month rise of 0.2% in March. The increase in consumer prices continue to decline this year, compared to the 0.8% and 0.3% rises in January and February, a clear indication that the pace is slowing. This was backed by price drops for petroleum products, which fell by 14.2% compared to the same month last year. However, prices for fresh produce continue to jump, rising by 4.7% on year, as well as prices of services such as dining out and accommodation fees. That being said, the overall consumer price index saw a smaller rise than the previous month, going from a 5.5% increase on year in February to a 4.4% increase in March. Meanwhile, exports continue to fall due to a slump in ICT exports. Exports fell by 13.6% on year in March to some $55.1 billion, with the daily average falling by 17.3%. Compared to the previous month, however, the country saw a $5 billion rise in exports. The ministry cited the prolonged war in Ukraine as well as monetary tightening around the world as being behind the global economic uncertainty. They aim to focus their efforts to continue strengthening exports, investment and domestic demand, as well as stabilizing consumer prices. Moon Hye-ryeon, Arirang News.